how much maintenance goes into being bald. Like,
She walks the red carpet like she was born to own it. Diamonds flashing, cameras chasing every move, her smile frozen in perfection. But behind those icy sunglasses hides a girl who once sat in her car, rapping into her phone, hoping the world would finally listen. Before she became the icy girl, Saweetie was just Diamante Harper, a college student juggling classes, side jobs, and a dream no one believed in. Her verses weren't born in million-dollar studios. They were written in notebooks between heartbreaks, family struggles, and nights spent wondering if she was good enough. Today, she's a global brand, a face of luxury, a symbol of feminine power. But in Hollywood, fame is never free. It comes with betrayal, judgment, and the pressure to stay perfect in a world that loves to tear strong women apart. So how did Saweetie, a girl from the Bay Area, turn heartbreak into hustle, pain into power, and style into survival? This is her story. Saweetie was born Diamante Cuiava Valentin Harper on July 2, 1993, in Santa Clara, California, a girl of two worlds. Her mother, Trinidad Valentin, was a Filipina-Chinese model who once appeared in hip-hop videos of the early 2000s. Her father, Johnny Harper, was a proud African-American who carried the rhythm of the Bay Area in his veins. Together they gave her beauty, rhythm, and complexity, but also chaos. Growing up in Hayward and later Sacramento, Saweetie's life was never simple. Her parents were young, chasing their own dreams, and she often had to figure out life on her own. Money was tight, and moving from one home to another became normal. But every struggle planted a seed, a hunger for independence. Music ran in her blood. Her grandfather, Willie Harper, once sang for the OJs, and the sound of R&B filled the house. She started writing poetry at 13, performing for family, and studying lyrics like sacred scripture. Yet even with talent, she faced a clash between expectation and ambition. Her family wanted stability, college, a safe career, but Diamante's heart beat to the rhythm of hip-hop. She didn't just want to listen to music, she wanted to become it. After high school, Diamante followed her parents' wishes and went to the University of Southern California. She studied communications and business, but the truth was, her heart lived in her notebook. Between lectures, she'd sit in her car, freestyle over YouTube beats, using the dashboard as her stage. That little car became her first recording studio, a space where Saweetie, the artist, was born. She worked part-time jobs to pay rent, but every free hour went into music. No fancy producers, no record label, just a phone, a dream, and a voice that refused to stay silent. In 2017, she posted a short freestyle called Icy GRL on Instagram, filmed in her car, wearing minimal makeup, raw and unfiltered. Within days, it went viral. Millions replayed the clip, drawn to her effortless confidence and magnetic energy. People didn't just hear a song. They heard a woman defining her own worth. Labels started calling. Warner Records offered a deal. For the first time, Diamante Harper wasn't chasing opportunity. Opportunity was chasing her. But Saweetie's rise wasn't overnight magic. It was years of rejection, of late nights writing verses no one heard, of holding on to faith when the world didn't care. When Icy GRL hit the charts, it wasn't luck. It was the sound of a woman who refused to wait for permission. Icy GRL didn't just become a hit. It became an anthem. Girls everywhere were quoting her lyrics, posting videos in glitter and confidence, calling themselves Icy Girls. Saweetie had built not just a song, but a movement, one that celebrated independence, self-worth, and unapologetic femininity. Her debut EP, High Maintenance, proved she wasn't a one-hit wonder. Then came My Type, the infectious, swagger-filled single that exploded across TikTok and radio stations worldwide. Suddenly, the girl who once recorded in her car was sharing stages with Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, and Post Malone. Brand deals poured in. McDonald's launched the Saweetie meal. She became the face of Reebok, MAC Cosmetics, and Crocs. Her name wasn't just in playlists, It was in fashion shows, billboards, and luxury brand campaigns. Everything she touched turned to ice and gold. But fame, in Hollywood, is a double-edged diamond. Behind the red carpets and flawless selfies was a young woman trying to navigate a storm. Critics accused her of caring more about style than substance. Online trolls called her talentless, dismissing her as just another pretty face. The higher she climbed, the colder the air became. Saweetie learned quickly that success attracts both love and envy. Still, she smiled through every headline, every whisper, every attempt to melt her confidence. Because deep down she knew, image might open doors, but discipline keeps them open. As best friend with Doja Cat went platinum and her YouTube views crossed hundreds of millions, Saweetie stood tall, a vision of glitter, grit, and grace. She wasn't just a rapper anymore. She was a brand, a role model, a living statement that you could be glamorous, intelligent, and powerful, all at once. For a moment, Saweetie seemed untouchable. Every post went viral. Every outfit turned heads. Every lyric became a quote. And then, love entered the frame. Her relationship with rapper Quavo from Migos looked like a fairy tale. Luxury gifts, private jets, diamond chains. They were hip-hop's golden couple. Social media called them goals. But behind the filtered perfection, cracks were forming. By 2021, whispers turned into headlines. A leaked video showed the two arguing in an elevator, a moment that shattered the illusion of their perfect romance. Suddenly, every outlet, every influencer, every fan had an opinion. Was it abuse? Was it betrayal? The truth didn't matter. The internet had already decided. Saweetie stayed silent at first. Then she spoke through her art, releasing Back to the Streets, a song about letting go of what no longer serves you. It wasn't just a breakup anthem. It was a declaration of self-worth. But the scrutiny didn't stop. Critics said her performances were weak. Her debut album kept getting delayed. Every misstep was magnified. Every silence misinterpreted. In an industry that thrives on tearing women down, Saweetie became the target. And yet, she didn't crumble. She took a step back, away from the spotlight. She focused on herself, physically, mentally, spiritually. While others chased relevance, she chose recovery. "I learned that being icy doesn't mean being perfect," she later said. "It means staying cool when everything around you is trying to make you break." That was the turning point. The moment when the brand became a woman again. A woman determined not to be defined by scandal, but by strength. After the noise faded, Saweetie did something rare in the entertainment world. She disappeared. No endless interviews, no desperate comebacks, no social media drama. Just silence. That silence, though, wasn't emptiness. It was rebuilding. She began therapy, reconnected with her family, and focused on mental health, a topic few artists dared to speak about openly. Behind closed doors, she was writing again, sharpening her craft, and learning how to protect her peace. When she returned, she didn't come back as the same icy girl. She came back as a woman who understood the cost of fame and chose to own it. Her EP, The Single Life, reflected heartbreak, growth, and emotional clarity. Songs like Don't Say Nothing and Shot O'Clock showed a new edge, still confident but wiser, self-aware, and unafraid to confront her pain. She also shifted her energy into business. Saweetie launched Icy Baby Foundation, supporting young women of color in education and entrepreneurship. Her message evolved from look good to build something. The icy persona that once represented luxury now stood for survival, a coolness earned through fire. She no longer chased validation. She created her own. Saweetie wasn't trying to fit into rap anymore. She was expanding it, making space for women who could be both beautiful and brutally honest, polished and powerful. Saweetie's journey is more than a celebrity story. It's a blueprint for survival in a world that tests women's strength every single day. She came from humble beginnings, carved her name through hustle, lost herself in fame, and found herself again in the quiet aftermath. In an industry that often rewards noise, she learned the art of stillness. In a culture obsessed with perfection, She embraced the beauty of imperfection. She turned pain into purpose, heartbreak into empowerment, and glitter into armor. Today, Saweetie stands not just as a rapper, but as a visionary, entrepreneur, and advocate for women finding their voice. Her lyrics, once about diamonds and status, now echo something deeper: self-respect, growth, and balance. The world tried to melt her. Instead, she crystallized. Because being icy was never just about luxury. It was about resilience. It was about walking through fire and coming out shining brighter than ever. Narrator, final line. Saweetie's story reminds us that elegance and power can coexist, and that the coldest hearts are often forged in the hottest flames. CTA. If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe, and stay icy.